Mikey, ultimate top 5, and today's list is things you don't understand.
Yeah, and let's take the wide shot here as we switch the monitors to Roundstone. The Ultimate 5 is sponsored by Roundstone Insurance. Roundstone offers a better alternative for affordable quality health care. For more than a decade, Roundstone Insurance has been saving small and mid-sized businesses money, an average of 20%. 20%, that's not a typo. Contact us today to learn how you can get great healthcare benefits that your employees will love and save money too. And guys, I understand healthcare insurance.
You
this
do?
list is thing, yeah, for the sake of this, yeah, I do. I don't understand the next 5 things that we're about to get into.
Okay.
So, without further ado, number 5, cryptocurrency and NFTs. It is pretty much just a way for drug dealers to not leave a paper trail when they're buying and selling pot. And big shots, the whole NBA movement with big shots where you could buy a highlight.
Yeah.
Cool, you own it? I'm going on YouTube
Jay
and
and
watching
Brad
it right
might
after.
understand that. I'm lost.
No, so I tried to dive into it, and I've had people that really do understand it that are very smart explain it to me, and at the end of the day, I just use street logic. Is what I use street logic. I say, wait, what? When I heard the whole thing and it was explained back to me, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm conventional when it comes to my money.
Hey, like if I can't take this right here and go get a sandwich with it,
it's worthless.
I can't do nothing with it. I can't do nothing with it.
Oh, by the way, the market on both has completely cratered in the last.
Brad, you know it? Are you up on that? All right, none of us. We don't know.
Listen,
we're with you. That's a good one.
I'm watching Charles Shaq commercial with Steph Curry talking about. You up on the crypto? I'm off of that.
Speaking of,
I'm off of that.
Speaking of Charles, did you see him riding on the horse last night? two nights ago, whenever the hell it was.
That's perfectly Charles. Yeah. I had somebody. We talked about it on our 5 o'clock show on Channel 3 a couple of months back, and somebody from Chagrin Falls who said he was a retired financial advisor sent me this long email because I said I'm not doing it. I'm not going there. I don't understand it. I like my dollars so I can touch them and everybody can recognize them.
Yeah.
He sent me this long, thoughtful email about how I was missing the boat, and you always want to be on the front edge of new big things. Like imagine if you had bought Apple early on, or Google, or Amazon, and he's basically making the case to me that this is ground floor Amazon. And I read all of it, and I replied to him, thanks for all the information, but I'm too old for that. My mind doesn't work in fakeness. Like the space that you can buy now on the internet, like real estate, but folks are spending millions of dollars for imaginary space on the web.
It's one of the
I'm good. I don't need that. But then 2 weeks ago, I read this whole article how the crypto and the NFT markets have just cratered, and this is a guy that made his living making money for people, telling me I have to do this. Now look, long run, it might come back and be great.
They got these huge mining places. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Let's get to number 4.
All right, number 4. This is what inspired the list. People who willingly run marathons.
Without being held
without
captive.
a specific goal in mind.
I totally disagree with that. I have never run a marathon.
I haven't either.
Not a big shocker. But I hope to someday. I hope to someday to be the first guy that runs it for the first time at 60 years old.
Do you run?
I ran a couple of years ago. I ran 2 5Ks.
Okay.
And did fine, which is a long way off from a marathon.
Sure.
5K is 3.1
It's a start.
miles.
You got to start somewhere.
It's a start. My goal, when I first got in the business, I was doing play-by-play for the biggest 15K in America, which is in Utica, New York, of all places.
Play-by-play of a 15K?
Believe it or not, yes.
Oh, man.
I'd
rather watch
I guess
grass
play-by-play
grow,
is a weird way to describe it. It was on the radio, too.
Here comes the number 3 runner.
But you know what? A lot of people listened because this was the entire area of Utica got involved in this. All the great runners would come from Africa. They'd all be involved in this. And we had to bring an analyst from out of town because, she knew how to pronounce everybody's name. I had no clue. And it was great. But I always said someday I'd love to come back here and run a 15K, which, of course, is only, I think, a third of a marathon.
Right.
Yeah.
So I probably won't ever actually run a marathon, but I think it's a great accomplishment for people who do it. I do know that last year when I was really having successful weight loss, I wasn't jogging, but I was walking, and I had gotten to the point where every Saturday I would do a long walk, and I'd gotten to the point where I'd done like 8 miles.
Wow.
And I was feeling so good. I got a high off of that. Sure. And then I hurt my Achilles. It was bothering me, and I haven't been able to do it. And so I hope to get back there, and I can understand why people want to do it.
I broke up with a girl for doing marathons.
Oh.
Just specifically for that?
Ex-girlfriend. I was say, you doing too much. She used to be wanting me to come.
You doing too much.
One of the great sports broadcasters in Cleveland history, John Telich, is a big runner.
Oh, he's a huge runner. He does mutters and like ultra marathons.
I'll explain it.
You're glossing over this. You did what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She kept wanting me to come to the races, and I'm like, but I'm only gonna see you start and finish.
Gee,
I don't see.
I'm gonna watch for 3 hours, 3.5 hours
full
to see
of
you.
Baloney. You did not dump her for that reason.
Yes, I did.
No, I don't buy it.
What's number 3? I believe he did.
For the record, I'm not anti-running. I'm anti-running 26.2 miles. Okay,
Yeah.
number 3. If the sun's so hot, why is outer space cold?
Well,
Because there's no atmosphere to hold the heat.
I could explain that.
Think
You could
about
talk to him. But here, yeah, you're right. That was easy.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
So,
It should be hot.
So our atmosphere serves as a blanket.
He
And the heat, the rays, the UV rays come in, and they would otherwise be lost, but they're held inside that blanket, and that heats it all up.
So what if an astronaut cut the sleeves off his spacesuit? Would he get sunburn or frostbite?
He's dead.
Oh, he's dead
He'd
instantly.
be dead.
Yeah.
He's not
We
a
don't know.
science guy.
No, we
Things I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't want to
Don't
find
you
out.
start that. Don't you start that. We don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty soon we don't know about nothing.
We know.
We know. That's
number
number 2.
All right, number 2. We'll go back to sports. Why is the holder not down in football? Because he has a knee on the ground when they kick it. Doesn't that immediately stop the play? Shouldn't that immediately stop the play?
So the knee is down, and he
The holder's
is
knee.
holding
Think
the
about it. The
football.
holder's knee is down.
Well, I
on a
think
field goal
there's
extra point.
probably something in the vast NFL rulebook that says the only time that a knee down and the ball in the player's hand doesn't kill the play is for a kick.
That is a
do you know?
ridiculous thing to have on that list. Those other things were at least interesting to talk
How
about.
did you think of that?
I mean, who cares?
But I understand him because if he goes and moves to run, like if they run a fake, he goes from on his knee with the ball to getting up running, which is that's kind of illegal.
You never thought of this before. See, these are things I don't understand.
Yeah, Mikey McNuggets, thanks for making me think about that. I will say, so there's a, in college ball, if your knee is down, no matter
It's
what,
done.
you're down.
Play's over.
Except for kicks. But not for punts. Because I've seen a number of times where the punter, in bending down to get the snap, touches his knee to the ground, and if he's got the ball in his hands and his knee touches the ground, the team takes over right there.
Yep.
That's it. No punt. That's the 4th down turnover.
There you go,
right
Mikey
there.
McNuggets. There's another top 5. Top 5 obscure rules in football.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, this number 1, unanimous for me. Why is there the letter D in fridge, but not in refrigerator? There's no letter D in refrigerator.
Were you
but there's a letter D in
weren't
fridge.
a spelling bee champion. That's fake.
I didn't make that graphic. Shout out Anthony. I'm actually a terrible speller.
Well,
but,
because
I was really impressed with his list through 3, and then he
Then
went
he
off the
faded.
rails.
Then
in
he
the last
faded.
I
one.
mean,
faded.
fridge is actually it's a shortened version. It's like slang.
Right.
There's no fridge in the dictionary.
Yeah, and it rhymes with ridge, which has a D.
but it should be refridge, which also rhymes with
Well, no, now,
ridge.
but now your nickname has become 2 syllables.
Right.
Refridge.
See?
No.
Yeah,
It's fridge.
That
I
should
stand
be
by
on,
my
That should
list.
be
It
on a
makes no
different
sense.
list.
Okay, so pronounce it without the D.
Frig.
Frig. Like, that ain't it.
Well, why isn't it refrigerator?
Because you say refrigerator. It has an E-R-T-A-O-R at the end, and that makes it.
English is a weird language.
Yeah, why is read spelled read and rectangle?
I mean, those last 2 are tenders worthy. Those are terrible.
Yes, tangy tenders.
The first 3 he gave were like interesting conversation pieces.
I
the
didn't
last
hate
2
the
were
list.
just.
You could have
I
said.
like the
These
list.
are things I don't understand. This is the list of 5 things
That's-
that Mikey McNuggets doesn't understand.
You know what it is? It's like,
Yeah.
why do you park on a freeway?
Park on
and-
a driveway and
Park
drive on a
on a
parkway.
driveway and drive on a parkway.
I didn't want to use the cliche ones. We could have
Right.
gone on with the cliche ones.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
those are all cool, I guess. You spend a lot of time thinking about stuff that I don't.
I called a lot of people yesterday to ask if these
OG, what you
made
gonna
sense
give
to them or not. So shout out Taylor
C
Travis,
minus.
David Waxman,
C
and a
minus.
few others for
C
listening to me.
minus.
C- list for today.
Yeah.
I'll take it.